Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. A Nigerian mother of two has sparked outrage after alleging that a doctor acted inappropriately during her antenatal visit, asking her to expose her breast and remove her nose mask without clear medical reasons. Her account has ignited online debates. Many Nigerians are demanding stricter monitoring of medical professionals, CCTV during consultation rooms, and safer spaces for women. Others urge caution, saying that doctors' action might have been misinterpreted. The viral story has raised the critical question: where should the line be drawn between professional medical examination and predatory behavior? Join the conversation by calling us on 020-1635-2013 or 090-2416-3440. You could also tweet to us at TVC Connect, #YourViewTVC, so that we can read your tweet. We are streaming live on YouTube and we'd like to hear your comments there as well. When I saw the video, my worry sister, I don't know where she's from, but she just sounds, her PG was very strong. She sounded very like Edo Delta people. And my thought was that, another one again. This is not the first. Anybody that has had a child would say that during the examination process, you feel a bit like you are being, they are entering you
outside. Yeah,
you feel like somebody is invading you. It's invasive. Especially with my first child, I felt it was a very invasive process, and many, especially when you're dealing with a man, in most cases it's uncomfortable. So, but this is now taking it further. She said he asked her to expose her breast. How does breast concern being pregnant? Have you had any experience of such? I know you're particular about having a female doctor based on religion, but have you...
Based on experience. You know, I never saw female doctors till I got my second pregnancy.
Have you had any experience like this?
Very invasive. The doctor, if he's watching, knows himself. Exactly this breast examination. When I was trying to do my fertility treatments and would come and they insisted on the transvaginal scan to see my ovaries, I don't know how I felt. It was the first time I told myself, I don't know where I can go by myself. After that time, I never went for fertility appointments without my husband. And if you want to examine me, my husband has to be in the same room as you. It's because of those things. On that particular day, instead of just starting with the transvaginal process, he insisted on seeing my breast. And so I was uncomfortable with it. I refused. And the MD of the hospital, another man, although this is like a fatherly man, I've known him for years, had to come in, calm me down, then asked the matron to join me. But before then, he had insisted, I was there now. It's part of the process. We're just checking to see how your hormones and your body, you know. He tried to explain. I just didn't feel okay with it. But it was a private hospital. I was young. I felt, I got home and I felt so invaded. Most of those procedures, the transvaginal scans, the checks, the HSG, any lab, or what do they call them, I had to go to for diagnosis then, and it was a man. I just felt really violated. And you know, sometimes when you now insist, don't you have a female on this procedure, most of them will say no. Recently, I was supposed to go for a breast scan, just part of my annual checkup that I usually do as my birthday gift to myself. And they wrote me a referral to a popular place in Festac. I got there and I asked for a man to do this X-ray. A woman? For a woman, they said they only had a man on duty. I said, is there a woman so I can reschedule when she's on duty? They said, no, they don't have a woman for that procedure. It's been 2 years after. They still don't have a woman for the procedure, so I've not done it. I've not gone back there to do it because this is now something I can, you know, I have a choice over. It's not for ill health, it's just for routine check. I'm paying for this. And my pap smear, there's a popular lab in Lagos. They train women and wait for this. So why would other places say no? If you can train somebody for pap smear, it is train for breast as well. Train somebody for breast. Why would you say the X-ray? What do they call those? Sonographer. I think those ones are for the scan. I don't know what they do for the breast, but the breast X-ray.
All of them are sonography. Anything that
has to be a man. Why would you insist? Somebody is doing pap smear in the same place. I just finished pap smear and I'm moving on to the next place for my X-ray on the breast, and he's a man. I'm like, and he's supposed to check this whole area. I'm supposed to come in naked from waist up. It's always violating. But my hospital solved the problem recently. Just don't have for the upper body X-ray. They got 2 women waiting.
Fantastic.
So it's been, for me, all these years of my life, particularly throughout those years of the hormonal imbalance, the test and all of that, I had to deal with, at least for the first 5 years of my marriage, I had to deal with men at this procedure. And I felt very violated when it had to be a man touching me. One of the things I learned back then is information. As a doctor, you owe me the duty of explaining the procedure to me and why it is important and how it is linked to the problem I came with. Don't just be telling me it's hormonal.
Like in this girl's case, she came for a pregnancy antenatal check, and then you want to check the breast for what?
Some people are just
okay. So
have you had any experience?
Yes. So the truth is that when I saw that particular video, the first thing that came to my mind is sometimes it's not everybody. You know, it's not all of us that can study. It's not all women, because we don't have too many women in that field. So it's somehow to go to the hospital and start demanding that it has to be a woman that will see you. You know. But even if, because there are so many of them, that space is limited with women. And another thing is this, it may be a routine checkup. Antenatal, when you go for antenatal, they have to check everything. I know of some people who usually have complications. From the day one of pregnancy, they start having complications. Like, for example, I know of somebody, anytime she goes, they have to check her breast. You understand? Because sometimes before the baby is being born, the breast duct is always blocked. So they start checking it from now to make sure that it's open for breast milk. Because when she gives birth, before breast milk starts coming out, it takes time. So you see, they start checking all of these things from that period. And once you are at the burning stage as a woman, I don't think, yes, it's private part, private everything and all, but once you are at that stage, anytime you go for antenatal, anytime, at any particular point in time, they'll tell you, open up, let's check this and let's check that. So, but it depends on how the doctor must have, said it to her. Once, if a guy approaches you and it's different, you can tell if he's approaching because of something else.
It's a professional thing.
Yes. If it's professional or it's coming from a different direction, you can easily tell, And sometimes even when you go for antenatal, I know of a lady. She always her amniotic fluid seeps out. Little by little. So every time she goes for antenatal, they'll have to check. They will check her. Now. So there are some people, when they go for antenatal, you are supposed to be checked complete from head to toe. Sometimes.
So they have
not
to
all
check
the time.
you. They have to check you. What are they supposed to check? If you have leaky,
for instance, going to be insetting.
It's not your breast. And the insetting is too risky.
Yes.
So even they will be careful.
It's not only insetting.
And to say that there are not many women in this profession is to mean that you've not even seen the public hospitals.
There are many.
There are many women in the business. And as much as there are many men, and there are many men who are professionals. In the public hospital, when I stayed on bed rest, men had to check me. Men were professional. They would explain to you. You will not feel violated because you know the procedure that they are doing. I remember in those hospitals, whenever they are, because we're always on the bed for that 6 months I was with Imran's pregnancy. After a while, I designed this way of wearing one trouser and top that they'll just throw it like this. They'll just throw it like this so that it will just expose the size of the stomach alone. And they will check you. But when a man now says, from that place is pulling up something, something else is amiss. Why do you want to check it? Why have you not invited a matron? Because most of the nurses are matron.
That is the key part. Let me hear from Amaka. When you saw the video, what was your opinion?
Okay, so for me, I don't mind going into a hospital and maybe I came with head injury and then they now said that they need to check every other thing, right? Because I'm not the professional. The reason why I went there is because that person is supposed to be the professional that understands maybe the link between the head and the breast and every other part of the body. But you owe me a duty to explain that link. Thanks. Why you want to go from my head to my hand, then to my breast. And then I don't understand why you should examine anybody without another person being present, whether it's male or female. There should be somebody else present in that room. And then we've seen situations where like anesthesians where they're alone or they're just male counterparts in the room, and by the time you wake up, something else has happened, rape issues, or they've taken another part of your maybe organ harvesting, anything happens, a lot of things happen. So, not even for the doctor self to protect themselves. You have no business. Just like anywhere in the world, I've been to hospitals, China, UK, America, Canada. Nobody examines you without another person in the room. Because you don't want, anybody can just come out and even lie on top of your head and say that this actually happened and sue you when nothing happened. Do you understand? So you can examine, it's a doctor's prerogative to know the links because he's a doctor, but explain to the person and always have somebody else in the room. If not, things like, and it's very sad when a woman goes for something like I really feel for this woman because you can see it's rather traumatic for her that she went for something else and then she's feeling violated. That's not fair.
To be traumatized. She made it loud. We'll take a break. When we return, I'll give my opinion and personal experience on this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing the viral video of a pregnant woman who said that she felt the medical process of her antenatal went beyond just medical examination into a bit of abuse. She alleged that they asked she open her breast, and from my personal experience while having children, not even while having children, with antenatal, like I mentioned, and Nima put it in the right word, I felt invaded. I felt like the doctors were just out to put their hand into you and put their hands all over you. It could also be because this was my first pregnancy, so maybe I could have felt that way. But aside from that, every time I've had to do, every year, I'm always doing breast scan because I do full body checkup. And in recent time, I just started to be asking because sometimes because we don't ask, I would ask for a female personnel to be the one to do it. Do you have a female personnel to be the one to handle this thing? If you say yes, then please avail me of a female personnel. And I always got. I also realized that many Nigerians were not brought up to ask and demand. If I feel like what you want to do is not comfortable for me, even if it is the right medical process, I have a right to say, sir, please, I would rather another doctor does it, or maybe a woman does it, or a man. You have a right to ask. You have a right to complain and say no. Thankfully, this lady exercised her right and said, no, there's no correlation between what you want to check and this. This is not my first or second pregnancy. If there is, explain in a medical way. But that explanation did not come through because a lot of people are saying, no, it could just be a medical checkup. If it's a medical checkup, then you would defend the reason for this medical checkup and break it down. Another thing that I feel like is extremely professional boundaries. A lot of abuse takes place under the medical profession, and it's because we don't sue. We don't sue. Take them to court.
Is it Procter & Gamble? This suits against them for this their powder. Yeah. $965 million.
Prosecute malpractice.
For the woman that died from cancer from that
Until we start prosecuting malpractices, we will continue to have abuse and malpractice in the medical sector. We must, if you feel like you've been violated or you are abused, take the person to court. And when we do 1 or 2 or 3, we will start seeing a lot of improvements in how they treat medical personnel. But concerning the idea of having someone else in the room when you are asking to be, when you want to be examined, is it a must to always have someone else in the room? Because some people on social media were like, no, if the hospital doesn't have enough people, this is Nigeria. Even in developed countries, some hospitals don't have enough personnel to have an extra person in the room for you.
What do you mean they don't have enough
if you
personnel?
ask?
Okay, so you request. Earlier, you ask, you
demand, you request.
It is your right. There's a popular lab in Festac. That lab.
You are this your Festac lab.
Because every time I ask, there's a resistance to that request because they will look at you from head to toe like, oh, it's because of your hijab, as if women not in the hijab should not. Do not ask. So why are you asking? Should we provide woman for only you? So I asked the lady at the reception, am I paying for this procedure or is it free? Were you people putting umbrella under canopy? I've been a canopy under share in the outside and declare free examinations for women, and I came there to demand a female from you. When you're paying for service, you demand it. The standard of your service, that it will be met. It should be met. Yes. There's no popular personnel. In the public hospitals, I have never seen crazy places like public hospitals. Yet, it is standard procedure. Standard throughout my use of public hospitals in Lagos. They will find somebody to be there. Even in the general open ward, there will be 2 nurses
just so
at
that
least.
You are seen to be clean
you feel
in what
safe
you are doing.
Enough.
Let me take this call. Mrs. Badru has called in from Yaba. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. And I just want to make some contribution.
Okay.
Am I true?
Yeah.
Yes, you're live. Go ahead.
Good morning, ma. Beautiful ladies. I'm a retired nurse from Lagos State Health Service Commission. I like this topic you are treating this morning. Good morning, ma. Good morning, ma. Beautiful ladies.
Go on, ma.
What I want to say is that, as Auntie Naima has said, as she has already said, when a patient wants to be examined by a doctor, the doctor needs to explain the procedure. The doctor needs to explain the procedure to the patient so that the patient will be aware of what and the reason why he needs to examine the patient. You can't just ask a patient to open her body, then you start examining her from where it's not being connected to what she came to the hospital for. I had an experience. I had an experience when I took my husband to a private hospital. It was a male doctor that he saw, and she wanted to examine his private parts. So he had to tell the doctor that can a male nurse or doctor accompany them. The female doctor agreed, and they brought in a male doctor inside for the examination to be done. The procedure needs to be explained to the patient so as to avoid any necessary embarrassment. The world we are now, we need to be aware of all these procedures. There are lots of awareness. People are well read. They know what is right and what is wrong for them. So I so appreciate what Auntie Naima has said. The doctor needs to explain the procedure to the patient and why and what is going to be done so that the patient will calm down. There will no need for any further embarrassment. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution.
Okay, so in my own opinion, I'm feeling like, are we women, just a little fraction of us, are we not taking this thing too much, Abi? Are we not doing too much when it comes to things like this? Because there's no how a man will examine you and you will not feel anyhow. As long as the man is not your husband, you will definitely feel different. So
but no matter what, there beside you.
Like when you said something like where you said that we should start suing and all of that. If you come to the hospital and you came for antenatal and they are supposed to check all parts of your body, there are some times that they have to check all parts of your body. How do you now tell them in the court or wherever that this guy invaded my privacy or something when he's supposed to check all of those areas? Do you understand? Like, for example, there was a time when I was having my last child. I always have hemorrhage, and it has to be a doctor that has knowledge when it comes to all those hemorrhage, because blood just starts coming out. You understand? And I don't expel my placenta doesn't come out immediately after birth. It takes time before it comes out. I had to wait. I went into labor. I had to wait for my doctor to come. And he's a male doctor. And the male doctor came and he put his hand inside me to bring out the placenta. Because, when they bring out the placenta has to be complete. And he kept it and, looking at it and all. You understand? Will I now come and say, because of that, I'll feel that, at that point in time, I'm going through pain. So what will come to my mind is how I can get out of all of this and all.
Let me take this call from Benga. We are not talking bad about the medical profession.
No,
we need them.
We're
talking about the abuse that happens.
Yes.
Benga, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
I want you to understand something. It's not only applicable to women to male doctor alone. Are you getting it?
Yes.
There was a time I was having erection dysfunctioning, and I went to loot. It was a female doctor that I met, and when the woman was telling me that I should bring out my dick and everything, I was a bit embarrassed. But knowing fully well that I'm here for medical solution, I had no other choice than to bring out my dick. To bring out my penis for her to examine, and I got the normal medication or normal treatment for it. What I'm trying to let you understand is, it's vice versa. Even men too, we don't feel comfortable when we are with women, the opposite sex examine us. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank
yes.
you so
So
much
in
for that balance.
this situation, like even for the men, if a man is uncomfortable in the hospital, he can request for a male doctor to be seen,
Like
just like
Mrs.
that, like
Badru.
just like Mrs. Badru has said. And even if there's no male doctor, you can request that you want a male, you want somebody else in the room. Because let me tell you something, doctors, we're not attacking you here. We're just talking about your own protection, because we have so many crazy people in this world. And most times they say that when women are pregnant, that they have certain hormones that even make them start behaving hyperactive and start doing anyhow. So you don't want someone to come out and come and carry story and put on top of your head. You lose your license. You start telling stories, your name is already out there. So to protect yourself, if someone should request that they want somebody else in the room, it's their right. Whether it's a male or another male doctor or nurse, or a female one, fine. And then, like you were talking about, like your own experience, in most places, it's not even a doctor that delivers a child. It's midwives. Midwives.
Except there's a
complication. That's how it should be.
So honestly, at the end of the day, we appreciate all the medical professionals, male and female, who are putting their lives on the line, their time on the line to protect and preserve lives. And we are not doing this show to call out doctors, because we have all experienced the need for doctors and would always still need doctors. We just want to uphold a more professional standard and call out the bad eggs among them. So the internal checks must take place. We might not need to put CCTVs inside the room, but I think to protect the interest of medical professionals, they should have someone else in the room when carrying out an invasive procedure, just so that you are protecting the sensitivity of the next person. It will go a long way. And then patients, know your rights. You can always ask. Ask for a different doctor if you feel uncomfortable. Ask for a different nurse if you feel uncomfortable, but do not let your health be, don't put your health on the line at the end of the day. That's what we can take on this segment of the show. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll continue with the show. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.